My father served as a nuclear engineer after he got out of the military, and he was very good at his job. He was flown to Guam all the time. And it was about 3 years ago, he was flown out to Guam, and he got in his scuba suit, and he dove into the ocean. And when he was down there, the suit malfunctioned, and he drowned. Even as somebody who didn't have the best relationship with him, you never are ready for an unexpected death like that. And so I still remember getting the phone call, and both of my parents passed away in very, disastrous ways. And so you get a phone call out of the blue, your dad's passed away. He's drowned at sea. Yeah, well, it was a big shock. But he was happy. At the end of his life, he was happy. And I cling to that because he wasn't for most of it. So the fact that his last couple of years, he found happiness. He met a woman that her name was Lori. She was Irish. And I'll never forget coming home one time and he was dancing. It was just so bizarre to see a man who hated everything dancing, and not only dancing with a kilt on. Yeah. And even though we never saw eye to eye, I'm very much a person that lives in the gray. People say, are you black and white or are you gray? He was black and white. He was law. He was military. He only relied on fact and fact alone, not using his heart. And and that's where I live. And so we never got along until near the end of his life. And I knew that he had finally mellowed in the past couple of years, not just because he was dancing with a kilt on, because the few times we would meet before his death, we would meet in a small bar in the middle of nowhere. And I was obsessed with jetpacks. And I was like, I want a jetpack. And so I would get the cocktail napkins and I would draw. Every time we would meet, I would try to upgrade it. And I would say, well, this is my jetpack. And then I'd slide the napkin over to him and he'd look at it, drinking his Jack and Coke, and he'd study it. And he'd say things like, what's the material made of? What's this part do? And every time we would meet, he would say things like, this one's too heavy. It's not going to make it. And so he would lend credence to my imagination mixed with his science. And my biggest achievement was when the last times we met, I remember sliding him the napkin, and he looked at it. Once again, he was, I think, another Jack and Coke or some whiskey or something on ice, and he didn't say anything negative. He just said, He didn't need to say anything else. The fact that he was questioning, would it work? That was a proud achievement for a father and son who thought completely different worlds where my imagination could somehow coexist with his science. And it was after he had passed. I remember a letter came in the mail. And this was after a lot of stuff had already happened. Like I had already done the funeral and everything, but a letter came in the mail and it was from him. But he had been long past. But the letter had come slowly from Guam, going to all these other places. I don't know where it all went. But in the letter, it was a short letter. He was a man of, he didn't say it, but it said that, we didn't always see eye to eye, but he loved me and he appreciated our differences.